Hello everyone, and welcome to A Fell Tide Rising. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Sean and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. A Fell Tide Rising is a bit of a return to basics compared with some of the plane-hopping, spaceship commandeering adventures we've been running lately. Everyone is level 5 and converging on the small Moonshaes town of Kythyss, where some strange goings-on could be just the start of something bigger simmering underneath the surface. But to find out just what could be going on, you'll have to keep watching. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character, with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, the many and myriad ways in which they can derail my plans, and what dice to roll to do it. They will mostly be rolling this, a 20-sided die, to see if they succeed in what they are trying to do, with 20 being heroically good and 1 being hilariously bad. And whilst they played their characters, everything else in said fantasy universe is played by me. People, monsters, weather patterns, the sky is the limit. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do to affect it, and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we will tell our story. Now, let's meet the players, followed by our sponsor room.
Hello, I'm Liz. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Stagnacious, who uses he, him pronouns. Stagnacious Corell, his full title, he is a Sapphire Dragonborn, a sailing merchant. He travels around the Moonshaes Isles. He's a wizard of the transmutation variety, so you're probably going to see some copper turning to gold. He's known very well with nobles, but also known very well amongst the pirating community. So you are probably going to see that as well.
Hi, my name is Lorana, and I'm a priest or priestess of the... Hey! Don't do that, don't. You're gonna lose your other eye. Sorry about that. Taking care of pirates is a full-time job. Well, that's all about for me from now. Bye. Well, that was Lorana. They use they, them pronouns, and I'm Ali. I use he, him pronouns, and I hope you enjoyed this adventure.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am playing Ashira Cassidy, who also goes by she, her pronouns. Ashira is a gunslinging, total swagger and pirate that has an interesting history with an old crew and is very relieved to find herself with a new crew. And I am very excited to share her with you.
Hello, my name is Ed. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing the character Lean Christ, who uses they, them pronouns and is a Harangun assassin of the old school who works as a cleaner for the Draconic Mafia in school. The job became a passion, which became an obsession, which became a problem. So they have had to move out to the Moonshaes to escape the demons that have come behind them. How they will deal with them, particularly if they turn up, well, let's see.
Have we met? I sell sword. If you need something fighting or someone protecting, I'm your guy. And I'm Lola, and that's my character. Pronouns are he, him, and my pronouns are they, them. Enjoy.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. Hero Forge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, Check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems. As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying? You're a DM, you've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or £1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search for Altogether RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do just let us know if you think one has been missed. Check out Safety in chat for content warnings, and some of the safety tools that we use throughout the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. And now, let's run the intro. Hello and welcome back, everyone. The first session of A Fell Tide Rising. It is the middle of the afternoon as ships are arriving into the port town of Kythyss, a small town at the southern coast of the Isle of Alaran in the Moonshaes. There are all sorts of fishing ships, tradespeople, all coming into this dock space, including a number of faces that we will come to know quite well. As your boat, and Chrissy, can you remind me what your boat is called?
Oh, I think for this one we went to the Howling Hades was the one I ended up selecting. Yeah.
Cool. So as the Howling Hades has docked, you've run the gangplank out. There's a variety of goods being kind of loaded in and out. Chrissy, your character is there, as is Ali, your character is there. So Chrissy, would you be able to just describe your character for us? Just what is she wearing at the moment?
Ashira is wearing probably damp from sea mist clothes, red tight pants, a white shirt with an underbust corset. They might look a little grody from being at sea for a while. She has a red bandana that wraps around her head, very long, flowing black hair, dark eyes. They're practically black. And you see that she has scars that go across her face and her neck down to her chest. She walks with quite a swagger and has a perpetual smirk across her face. And she just looking over the town. It's nice to be back, and it's pretty obvious. And looks to her friend. Well, how was the trip? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, yes, but there's always those little troubles to take care of. I mean, these people is really, really problematic. You cannot leave them like for 2 seconds, otherwise they are stabbing each other and, pirates.
I mean, that's why we invite you along. We always need the person to look out for us.
The needle and stitches, yes.
Just a little. You're quite good with them.
Oh, yes.
What does Ali? What does your character look like? If you just give a description as well.
Yeah, you see a quite tall, sort of mostly triton. This is a kind of lionfish people. So it has this big fin flowing from the head and flowy fins from the arms. It's mostly semi-naked, so it only has, torso naked, and then has just some sort of armor from the waist down. They have a shield on one hand. It looks like a seashell that is mostly like inside, the arm is inside this. And they have a beautiful crown made of seashells, which I'm gonna show you now.
Ooh.
That's amazing.
Okay, you just won the stream.
Cool. We're done.
Amazing.
Yeah, we don't need any more streaming any after this.
This is you just won. It's fine.
Yeah.
Lorena is sort of always temper, but is always keeping an eye on all of the pirates before they lose the other eye. So
Perfect.
And they've come into port, so hopefully any frustrations they had with being in a confined space together will dissipate soon. At any rate, Ashira and Lorana, you have both been given the task of going and registering with the dock master. So you've got something to be doing while all of the ferrying goods is going on. You've been to Kythyss before, so you would know where the dock masters is. So just for our audience and everyone who wishes to know what this place looks like, the dock side of the town is has stretched right out into the bay. The piers themselves have a number of buildings where the town had to kind of expand outwards to encompass the large business that it's got in trading and fishery rearing, all of that kind of stuff.
Yep,
that's a word. The Dockmasters building is one such structure on the pier itself. It is actually constructed out of the end of a ship which has sunk prow first into the surrounding sand.
Wow.
It's been stabilized, and out of the dock, a large kind of rectangular area kind of cut so that you basically walk into the ship perpendicular to the direction you're meant to. The dockmaster is usually at their lectern, which has actually been made out of the wheel, the ship's helm. So you've kind of got the steering wheel and then a kind of lectern bit. They're kind of standing at it as if they were facing whoever it was that was steering, rather than giving the desired effect of, oh yes, I'm still a captain. The dockmaster himself is an orc and is garbed in... let's put it this way. They couldn't look more like a pirate if they tried. And he's actually not trying. It's a bit of a hangover from his sailing days. He wears a very dented tricorn hat and wears an eye patch that you're not entirely convinced actually is over a non-working eye. It's probably for effect more than anything else. The dockmaster's name is Onion Tarry Stamp. So
really?
You are heading towards this gentle orc.
Is there a queue, or is there just free?
Most of the business is just kind of telling the dockmaster what you're bringing into the town, maybe including a bribe if it's not entirely the truth. So for the most part, it's fairly kind of quick. You go in, you head out. You can see that there's someone just in front of in front of where you are. and you can just kind of overhear bits of the end of that conversation. They seem to be having a little bit of a kerfuffle about something. Onion just kind of goes, "Yeah, you wouldn't know a rhetorical question if it bit you in the arse, would you?" And the other guy, "Well, no, I think I would." Oh, hang on. While this is kind of going on, and you're kind of getting in line behind them, Liz. Stagnacious is also in the kind of zone. Has Stagnacious already registered, do you think? Or has... What are your thoughts on Stagnacious's current?
Well, I think Stagnacious will be casually leaning against a pillar or a column somewhere, just eyeing up everyone who is arriving at the dock and assessing them one by one, looking at their garments, looking how wealthy they appear, and will be thinking very hard to himself about what to do about it. So we'll have been here, I assume, for the past sort of hour or so.
So it's definitely kind of already registered and is just sort of hanging about at this point. First roll of the game. Could you please roll me a perception check?
Sure.
Take my name.
Mm-hmm.
Set the tone.
Well, the modifier is +1, so that's a 9 in total.
9.
I'm just distracted by myself.
I'm much cooler than all of these people.
Yeah, I think Stagnacious is definitely kind of telling himself that he's there to kind of scope out the comings and goings of the port, but is probably not doing as good a job as he maybe thinks. You imagine you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but you haven't actually noticed Ashira and Lorana. Ashira and Lorana, could you please make me some perception rolls? I don't want to leave you out.
Sure.
This is just to find each other. This is what we're doing.
Yes, this is the bump into each other check.
And then I'll describe Stagnacious so you know who you're looking at.
Yes,
hopefully, if the rolls go well.
Well, while we're getting those rolls, actually, please do describe Stagnacious.
Oh, sure. So for those who roll high on perception, they would see a sapphire dragonborn, very confident in stature, wearing the most elegant garments that you have ever seen. You would not suspect that this dragonborn spends most of his time on a ship, in and out of pirate company and otherwise. Yes, his scales kind of, as the sea glistens, it reflects off his scales, and he has, with his long flowing garments, he has a cutlass at his waist and a sort of pistol. And his hand does rest on the cutlass, and kind of you can see on the handguard of it where he's kind of, his hand has rested there a couple of times, over time, and has worn it away. And that's the only part of his ensemble that is slightly worn. Everything else is pristine.
Awesome. What were your perception rolls?
15?
16.
15 and 16. I think 15 and 16 are definitely enough that you would both see the Sapphire Dragonborn, who is known to both of you. So,
oh yeah,
Staggy.
Ashira, my dear, long time no see.
It has been. I have some interesting things to show you here.
Again, I enjoyed them last time. They were quite rare.
Yeah, let me throw some coins over to Onion here, and we'll have a little walk.
Sounds good to me. I certainly enjoy corn and Lorana. I'm gonna take your hands, if I may, Lorana.
Please.
I've missed you, my dear.
I know, right? It's always good to see you. I mean, this time you're not bleeding. Wait, are you? Because I can fix it, but you seem fine. You seem gorgeous.
I certainly hope I'm fine. Lorana, you're glowing. You're radiant. You are divine as ever, my dear.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we should go with the master.
Oh, Onion, yes.
With Onion, yeah.
Cracking fellow. I do enjoy Onion. Onion. And
Right. Okay. You better go over there. I've got some more people that I need to see. Hello there. Stagnacious, you already registered, did you?
I just came to say hello.
Of course.
I missed your face. I couldn't help myself. These two have just docked. Yes, they wish to be processed as soon as you can, Old Bean. I know you're busy. Perfect. Would Onion know your real names? Is probably my first question to Ashira and Lorana.
Probably.
You think? Imagine so. Ashira, Lorana, good to see you. Yep. Fine journey.
Mm-hmm.
Found the town right.
We've got some spices, and as I say that, I'll slide a little coin purse over.
Perfect. Sleight of hand check, please.
All right.
Oh.
Sleight of hand's not terrible. That's a 15.
Okay, good.
15, nice. Onion similarly just kind of goes to adjust the register on the lectern, and as he does so, just kind of very subtly picks up the coin purse and secrets it away. So perfect, some spices. I'll get that noted right down for you. Mm-hmm. As this conversation is going on, Lorana, I'm pointing to you because that's where you are on my screen, by the way. You may end up in completely different. I'm just going to point random Exeter here. Lorana, as Ashira's having this conversation with Onion, you see at the back of the Dockmaster's office a familiar figure, a glowing, motherly figure who beckons you closer.
I nod at Ashira. Just 1 second. And I walk to this figure.
Okay. This figure is very familiar to you. This is your god. To put no finer point on it, this is Aphrodite. She is a very motherly figure. She's the inspiration for your kind of your demeanor as well, and she's dressed in very simple kind of peasant's robes, but due to her kind of divine nature, is absolutely glowing regardless what she wears. She appears to be, as you get closer, the Dockmaster's office kind of materializes into what looks like a ship's kitchen. You kind of walk forward, and then a counter that wasn't there before is suddenly in place, and you have to kind of sidestep it to get towards her. She is kneading some dough, and she's got a rolling pin. She's using a rolling pin, and then she's using her hands as Oh, Lorana, love. Would you mind breaking some eggs into the dough for me? There's a good love.
Lorana tries to show the same modesty and humility, so takes out the crown just to be more plain rather than this.
Lovely.
And starts cracking the eggs.
Lovely. There you go. Oh, brilliant. Excellent, dear. I suppose you're wondering why I'm here.
You've been always good with baking, so I guess you're making a pie for me?
Oh, stop. Well, I'm afraid I'm here. This is what one would call a shit sandwich. Don't worry, that's a euphemism. It's not actually containing any shit. I'm here with some rather frightful news.
Oh, what happened?
Nothing yet. It's more of a sign of things to come, which I've heard in the divine realm. And, well, really, I quite need you to pass a message on to a couple of clerics in the town, if you wouldn't mind, if it's not out of your way.
I will always be happy to serve you.
Excellent. Well, see, the tea is that the goddess Umberley, she's a mistaken one, she is. She's at it again, and it sounds like she's on the rampage a bit. So, well, it sounds like you're going to have to put the town on high alert, as it were.
that sounds bigger than what you think it is. Like, are this recipient of the message clerics be able to handle it, or shall we escalate?
To be honest, it's all just... It's a breeze on the wind at the moment. I can't see it just yet, what exactly she's got planned, but I just need you to give a message to the cleric of Talos and the cleric of Lathander on the island, and maybe if it's not too much trouble, and you feel free to say no, love, but if you could just stay on the island and make sure, just for the next couple of days or so, that nothing too untoward goes on, then I think that would be in the best for everyone, wouldn't it?
I understand. I can do that. Are you asking me to stay in the island because the sea is going to be dangerous? Shall we alert somebody about that? Or is just me being on the mission?
This is where it's getting a bit fuzzy. I've come to you because of all my clerics. You're in the right area. That's the only way I can really put it. You're where it's going to be, if that makes sense. And as far as I'm aware, you're in Kythyss. This is Kythyss, isn't it? Oh, I love Kythyss. Lovely seaside rock. If you come here, then maybe just stay on land. There might be some trickery going on in the sea. I don't know. I can't see, but it's her domain, really. The sea and those unfortunate enough to live near it. But keep an open mind and see what you find for us, love, won't you? Oh, would you just grab that the salts for me? Lovely. Right.
Nice.
Well, I'll make sure that you get your fair slice. Don't worry, love. But this has got to bake first. So,
thank you. I can do that. And if you have anything else, you know where I am. As Lorana starts walking back to where the Dogmaster is, or Ashira,
reality,
Stagnacious are, Lorana puts the crown back, and this crown has a lot of seashells, and they sort of help to capture or to synthesize noise and sound, but also thoughts. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts using my item. So I guess I just touch it a little bit like the lamp of the genie.
Give it a rub. Exactly.
Yes.
Do you pick a target, or does it just kind of pick up thoughts of everyone kind of in the area? How does it work?
I guess the Dog Master could be a good option because they might know what's going on, but also other kind of merchants and maybe someone who looks suspicious in the sense, oh, you're a pickpocketer. So that people usually knows the tea.
Nice.
You do get a general kind of vibe. It's almost like you kind of scan across and you can see. It's kind of like people move as they walk past. Their thoughts are left behind them in a little kind of train that slowly evaporates after them, and you can just slowly read those thoughts as they pass by. And it's the majority of the people are here for genuine reasons, genuine traders. There's a couple of people like yourselves who have maybe not been entirely forthcoming with the cargoes on their ships, but anything that brings revenue into the town, they don't look too closely into it. You do, as you focus on Onion. Onion is seems to be dwelling on something, and he's kind of got outside, like externally, he's not betraying this thought, but he does seem to be concerned about something. Something's weighing on his mind.
Ooh, I won't risk it this time because Okay. I'm gonna go deeper.
Yes.
Wisdom saving throw, please. 14.
Good.
2 ticks.
I love how nosy Lorana is.
Yeah, already. That's
I
great.
love that.
I know everything about you.
Right. D20 roll. That's only a 5.
Oh.
So, may I ask you if you could tell me something that is, its emotional state, something that looms largely in its mind, or something that they worry about, love, or hate?
Okay. The image you get is of a set of dunes. You've been to Kythyss before, mostly around the sort of dock area rather than straying too far into the town where, the guards are mostly focused. You recognize the beach. There's lots of pebble beaches in the Moonshaes, and Kythyss is no exception to this. And you can see kind of the pebbles going off, and then a set of dunes rising up. And as if you're kind of reading the thoughts, you can see a kind of black cloud on the other side of these dunes, and that seems to be the main thing that Onion is focusing on at this point.
Okay. Do I recognize the location, or is more of a metaphor?
You would kind of recognize almost if you imagine the camera kind of panning down the beach. So you would recognize that this is the eastern side of the beach. So Kythyss being a southerly facing town, the port is kind of leads up into the bay, and then the dunes in question are kind of a little bit of a ways, almost to the outskirts of the town, to the east.
All right, thank you. We'll go back to Ashira. Ashira, are we settled? Is everything okay?
Yeah, it seems like it. Where did you run off to?
Oh, I just one of my aunties, she is a really good cook, so I asked for something special.
What specifically was it you asked for, Lorana dear?
A pastry, sheet cake, sheet something, sheet sandwich. Yeah, I mean.
And you ate it whole? You consumed said sandwich?
Not yet. It's in the oven, and I hope it tastes better than what it sounds like. We'll see.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna share, but it's okay. It's really not necessary.
If it's good, I will of course share it with you.
All right.
As this conversation is going on, at the top of the town, so Kythyss is kind of largely on a steep slope. The town randomly placed along with winding alleys and streets. And at the top of the town, there is a gatehouse. The gatehouse appears to be made probably out of the old ruined front gate of a former castle that has long since fallen into ruin. You can tell that this is probably the origin of the gate because it appears to be facing the wrong way. As you approach the town, you appear to be looking at the inner section of the gate, but you can see that there's absolutely no walls near to the gate. If you so wished, you could completely surpass the two guards who are both standing in the Kythyss soldiery uniform, holding pikes. Now, Lola, your character has been traveling to Kythyss. And now I promised you one of these straight off. You've not had any mishaps for a while. And this is where you are unfortunately going to fall into your first one. So please could you roll me 2 d20s? And can you just give me the numbers as you roll them?
16.
Okay.
And a 9.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So, for those who don't know what's going on, we are trying out a slightly homebrewed wild magic table, and as you are making the journey to Kythyss, you're used to kind of weird things happening around you, and this is no exception. As you're approaching the town gates, you suddenly feel this strange sense come over you as you polymorph into a black bear.
Wow. That escalated real fast.
The effects last until your next short rest.
I'd have a kip right now.
Or until you you lose all your hit points as per normal polymorph rules. But
hang on. Also, is this have you now got the stat block of a black bear? Are you thinking like a black bear, or are you still thinking like your character?
That is a very interesting question. It's as per the polymorph spell, so I would assume.
Okay. Let me just quickly have a super quick look at that.
Yeah, because that's quite important.
I think it's safe to say, Lola, it's been one of those days.
Nice.
It's always one
I
of
just
those.
need to really quickly check this, because that will determine the internal.
You, I think.
That would make sense. Because otherwise you're basically just giving yourself up to luck for a while as whatever you are.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Not sure I'm be ready to
Okay, retain your environment and personality.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. So I think unless he's felt some kind of, unless he felt it, he's not really gonna notice. Right?
Amazing.
So he's kind of just strolling up to the gate, though possibly kind of feels some inclination to start walking on all fours, but tries to like shake himself out of it and is what wrong is that?
The guards kind of.
Yes. I mean, he's currently covered in his usual attire, so he's got this massive black coat that's covering most of his body, and this big hat that you can't really, you can't see all that much of him. Perhaps a glimpse of his face, but he's kind of striding along, and he's got this massive trident on his back. So
perfect.
Yeah, so he's walking forwards and kind of looking up at the. Is there like a sign or something saying town?
Yes, there is a kind of mosaic that has clearly been added recent-ish. That does just say Kythyss just above the two guards.
So he's thinking to himself, Kythyss, okay. And then, yeah, he'll approach the... Okay.
The guards are kind of stood there. They're, stood there and they don't really know what to say, but there are plenty of druids in the Moonshaes, so they probably assume a bear dressed in a cloak is a druid, and kind of are unsure what to do, or whether they can address you or what. One of them kind of gives you a nod.
He's going to hail them, except it's not. It's more of a.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Kythyss. It's lovely having you bear. As you approach, the pike that one of the guards is holding just kind of gapes at you. You have a urge to eat it.
He'll kind of reach out a hand. It's like,
there's plenty of fish down in the market.
His side, and I don't know, chuck some silver.
Thank you very much.
Points at the pike.
Oh no! Pike isn't for sale. You can see that this guard is going to the trouble of shaping water around the pike's head and gills, and the pike is just kind of quite happily just there. No. There's fish in the market. You don't need this one.
It's okay.
It's more or less in the center of town. You just have to go down the hill, just down these alleys, and then you can get to the town square. There's actually it used to be the butcher's, but it's now a fishmonger's. Or you could go round down to the port if you want fresher.
I think he's gonna try to just kind of like slight head in his hands, but on the way, he's gonna I'm probably gonna keep an eye out, but he's also just like, why does this crap keep happening to me? This is very much his internal, his internal narrative. I have no idea what's going on. It's kind of like, oh. I think he's thinking that perhaps like some kind of rest would be good, but obviously on the way he's gonna go and grab some fish. I don't know if there are any signs at the market like as to the price of the fish.
Yeah, everything is priced up as you kind of get to the market, and it's called the town square, but square is probably pushing it a bit. It's more of a trapezium. You've kind of got the short edge, and taking up the whole of the short edge at the northern the northern side of the town is the town hall, which is a kind of pillared building, very kind of long, almost temple-like, but appears to be the kind of town hall. And dotted around around the other sides are a variety of different traders, market stalls. There's like a bakery, a smithy. There's one that you're not entirely sure what it is. The sign outside it appears to be it's just got a humanoid spine, which has been painted with a kind of red stripe running around it. But you do see one of the other buildings is this former butcher, now fishmongers. You can see the sign above it of a silhouette of a pig, but outside a number of baskets of fish. And the person selling the fish out of this shop appears to be a pig folk. In the center of the town square, there is a large fountain. The fountain has in the middle of it a statue of a naked woman, except that the lower part of her body is an octopode. The tentacles are all kind of raised up, and three sets of two of the kind of the sucker pods are spewing water from each of the eight tentacles, and the woman herself is just standing in a very commanding pose in the middle of this fountain.
Sean,
yes.
Sean, I'm sorry. When you said the tentacles are raised up, I had like a Marilyn Monroe visual.
Yeah, like a can-can dance. I thought this was, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was absolutely, that was amazing.
That's where I went.
Yeah.
It's all good. Stood in the fountain, there is a person dressed in what you would assume to be kind of town herald kind of garb, that very traditional like pork pie hat, fairly bright colours. They appear to be a water genasi, and they are stood in the fountain up to their ankles. Now, you're a bear, so there's not a lot of people you can interact with, but did you want to go to the fishmongers?
I think that's possibly the first port of call. It's kind of, he'll kind of lumber over. Still on two legs as opposed to four.
Let's be human about it.
Fighting it as much as you can.
Yeah.
The pig folk in front of you appears to be quite larger build, I would say, kind of rotund, but very quite beautiful for it. She has a kind of short bobbed blonde haircut, well proportioned hips, and a curvaceous figure, and very captivating blue eyes. And she's just kind of serving people as they come up. Just as she greets you, just, "Oh, hello, my love. You appear to be a bear. That's lovely. Can I help you?"
He'll point. And do bears have... No, I don't think you can be like...
I think you could probably indicate with a kind of stubby finger-like digit.
Yeah, so he'll point at a couple of different fish.
Okay. There's a good selection. There's some... I'm trying to think of fish now. Cod, cuts of tuna. There's some very kind of crusty-looking flatfish, and like some rock. Something that catches your eye is just a nice small kind of baby salmon that's between the rock and the place.
How many of there are there? Because this tasty-looking baby salmon. Because I think he's probably a big bear.
I'd say there's a good 6 by this kind of time in the afternoon. There's kind of 6 or so.
Well, it's been a long day of travel, so yeah, I think he's gonna point like several times at it and like.
Well, okay, they're usually two copper pieces each, but seeing as you're buying all 6, just a silver piece will do. Don't worry, love, about the coppers.
Okay, so pouring at the thing, and then, like,
would you like a bag?
It spills a little on the table, but yeah.
She kind of gets a little kind of wicker basket. Normally the wicker basket's a silver piece, but you know what? Just there you go.
It's out of my shop.
Puts the fish into the basket for you, and you're now a black bear carrying a little wicker basket.
I don't know how well he'll carry it with, so he might be like, and like, look, is holding onto the basket with his teeth, and is gonna look for somewhere to kind of go eat and just curl up for a very quick bear nap.
Oh, brilliant! This is sounding more and more like a nursery rhyme. I love this.
Yeah. Right. Like if there's an inn or something, or like somewhere nearby that he can kind of curl up outside of.
I mean, you are aware that the place that you're looking for, you've been on your way to this town, and you're seeking out someone to help you with a job. And you're aware that the haunt that they can usually be found in is, in fact, an inn by the name of the Lady of Misfortune. So you could seek that out. You would have, I think, seen some signs, because to get to the town square, you would have had to kind of just pass the... you'd have gone a little bit out of your way, away from the Lady of Misfortune, which is due to the nature of some of the business that goes on there, slightly off the beaten track. It's kind of as high up in the town as it could be without also being right next to the gatehouse.
Okay. So what he's probably going to do is he's going to pad his bit. Like, I think he's kind of given up a little bit, like as it starts to get less and less populated, or like a little less busy. He's given up on the 2 feet thing. He's kind of onto all fours and is paddling along with this wicker basket in his mouth. And he's going to see the Lady of Mort's Fortune and kind of to a little ways off the door. He's going to curl up, like knowing that, and then he's just going to like snap on those things and take a little bit of a real quick like rest for a little bit. I don't know how long it takes him to eat it, but I'm hoping that at some point, maybe even in the middle of eating one of these salmon, he's going to suddenly become himself again.
Well, while we wait for this event to occur, Ed. Are you indeed in the Lady of Misfortune, would you say?
Yes, I think I would be.
Good, fantastic. How long have you been there? Because it's around about kind of mid-afternoon still, so...
I think, my character, I think, goes there to have a base, if you see what I mean, and will be keen to be, not in the way, and so therefore will volunteer for like odd jobs of just sweeping out the place or something like that to try and be useful in the tavern, because whilst they have plenty of money, they don't want to be like, this is my tavern, I have a drink in here and everybody knows my name. They don't want that at all. So yeah, they will be there, but unobtrusively there, and also trying to do the same, watching that Stagnacious was doing, probably with as little ability, I would suggest.
Okay. So for, you would be aware of this because this is not your first time in the tavern. The barkeep is a female halfling by the name of Isadine Rockglove. She is in her late 50s, although she does look younger. She's got black hair, quite olive-skinned, generally is wearing a bandana and large hoop earrings. Otherwise, her attire is kind of fairly typical, I would say that kind of Germanic Oktoberfest style, probably not quite as extreme, like that's the extreme, but like the more subtle everyday wear. She's more than happy for you to sweep up and do whatever bits you would wish
collecting
to.
Glasses, not sort of full time, but it's the sort of thing of, that doesn't look tidy, I'll tidy that up. It's that kind of, there's a wishing to impose order on the chaos that is a pub, that kind of idea.
And certainly a lot of the people in this bar are trying to keep as low a profile as well. As you have been there for a little while, have you had a drink kind of every so often?
Yes. Oh, very much. It's the thing of what I'm hoping is that Isadine and Lean Quist is the name of my character. That they will have struck up a rapport where occasionally she goes, "Listen, I'm going to have one. Do you want one yourself?" And then Lean would be like, "Thank you very much. That'll be lovely." And it's kind of the work that he does is in payment for the drinks. The payment they get is for the work they occasionally do in the form of drinks that they occasionally get. That's the idea.
Can you give me you wanted a perception roll to kind of be keeping an eye out?
Yes,
round and about.
Absolutely. I have advantage on this. Hang on. Oh, please don't let it be that. So rolling with advantage. 15.
15. Okay, 15 is definitely a decent skill. You're kind of keeping an eye out. It's a lot of the regulars at the moment. There's not really been anyone that's caught your interest. But you do notice while you're perceiving an urge in your own body is nature is calling. The tavern does have a kind of rudimentary internal
Trough, I imagine
bathroom. However, you are also aware that it is currently out of order.
Lovely.
The pixie that usually magics away any of the leavings is currently
indisposed.
Under industrial action. They live in the pipes and they've just had enough of everyone's shit. It's a tube strike.
That is yes, that is exactly that. That was brilliant. Thank you, Sean. That was wonderful.
But there's a lovely alley outside,
which I'm probably more used to anyway. Also, yes, being I don't know how you pronounce it, Harangon.
I say Harangon, yeah, but
Harangon. I've only ever seen it written, never actually pronounced it out loud. There would be a certain pellety aspect to their doings, and therefore I think the alleyway is almost sort of easier, because then it's the thing of going out and sort of doing the slight scraping thing with the back foot afterwards and all of that kind of stuff. So it's quite nice to be able to sort of go out and be away from everybody whilst that's happening.
And just so that we can fully appreciate this image, would you like to describe your character as well?
Just while they're squatting.
Maybe not describing that, because as you leave with your score of 15, you are going to spot that there is a black bear situated.
Yes. So maybe I don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, yes, Lean Christ is I think, what did I say? About 6 foot tall. Yes, about 6 foot tall and about 14 stonish, so quite a sort of physically imposing figure. They are a Harangoon, which means that they are sort of all limbs. Like the legs are definitely the biggest part of them. The fur is a sort of lustrous opal, if you see what I mean. So it's kind of grey, but a bit lustrous with it. The eyes are very definitely grey. They're dressed in. Damn it, I'm going to say 50 Shades of Black, because it's not 50 Shades of Grey, damn it. But it's the thing of, like, there's lots of textures, but basically it's all very much like background, like wanting to merge with the background kind of idea. Like it's not black for the sake of fashion or for, you know what I mean, like black. It's much more the thing of just not being noticed. With a hood that means that the ears are sort of down and therefore come to here. On them, so that the from behind you could mistake them for a human. From the front they are obviously Harangoon, but they can tuck everything away so that they're not so obvious, and the hood is very much like over the face. They are trying not to be noticed.
Okay. So yeah, as you leave the Lady of Misfortune. The Lady of Misfortune, by the way, is a fairly old pub, being situated near the top of the hill. It's one of the kind of older buildings. It's named after a ship's figurehead, which is positioned on the outside of the building. The figurehead is again of a female figure with an octopus body. This time, kind of clothed with kind of shellfish bra in that kind of very, very kind of tongue-in-cheek style of where they didn't want to go full nude. Lean would be aware from having kind of hung out in this pub for a while that the pub got its name, the Lady of Misfortune, from this figurehead because it was formerly attached to two naval vessels, which both sank, the figurehead being recovered, and then they decided that they didn't want it attached to a ship that keeps sinking, so they put her as far away from the coast as they dared. And as you exit this pub, there is a black bear curled up.
Dear God. Gonna go over to the bear, and it's definitely not like prodding it with a thing of like, get up, you fool, what are you doing here? But it's a prod as in kind of like, if I do this, what will the reaction be? So it's coming along and sort of. Yeah, exactly. Hello. Huh? Okay. Okay. No problem here. If you all right? I think I understood that. That's very impressive. All right. If you're, are you looking for someone? Are you?
Be an insight check, please, Bear.
Sorry, insight from me.
No, for the for Lola.
Yeah, for the bear, but yeah.
Sorry, you want me to roll insight?
Insight, please. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Your bear emoting is beautiful. I love it.
Do I have different insight stats?
Well, no, if it's your insight. If you've polymorphed, but you keep your own thing, because that's a wisdom thing.
Well, that would be wild shape. Black bear bonus is +1. Is that any?
That's better than my normal one. So.
There you go.
Go with that. Go with that.
In fact, they've got a passive perception of 13, so I would assume that you actually, in fact, have a +3 for your perception.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Fortuitous.
So that's an 18 on the dice +1. So I'm definitely realizing.
You know my children's names. I don't have any.
Sorry?
Nothing. Sorry, I was saying you know my children's names with that amount of insight, but I don't have any children, so it's fine.
So yes, you did in fact come to this town looking for a person whose skills were for hire, who is in fact a Harangon.
I don't think he has. He can't write as a pet.
No, but you could scratch in the ground. You could scratch in the ground.
Yeah. So perhaps is the ground.
Is it earthy enough for you to be able to carve into one of your claws?
Can I spell as a pet?
I mean, there's some nice kind of little round odd brown pellets just kind of lining the side of the. No. You could spell things out in that.
No, my wisdom and intelligence is, I guess. No, my wisdom is higher as a. I know what shit is. Okay. I'm not going to touch the shit.
I will say, for the interests of story and expediency, that it is around about now that you are released from your bear form.
So, in this kind of sense of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, what?
You the tracker person?
Who's asking?
I am, clearly.
Okay. Why do you want a tracker?
Well,
who did you hear about me from?
I was called to do a job here, and I was told that you could help.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. No. Is this going to be paid?
I believe so. I mean, I just got into town, so I've still got to go and. Oh.
If it's paid, I'm in.
Right. That. Yeah.
Now you know where my priorities lie.
Good. Sorry.
What's your name? Yeah, I'm assuming you're a druid. Kythyss? Your name is Kythyss? I thought you said you only just got here.
It's a name. Do you know my name better than I do?
No. Just, we're in Kythyss. And you're just unusual. That's all. Just unusual.
Let me know if you've got a better name, eh?
My name is Lynn Quist. I don't think it's better. Yours is just surprising, that's all.
Can't do much about that now, can I?
True. Looking forward to working together. When do you need me and where?
Well, I expect I've got to go find a guy that heard. I guess he'll kind of look on himself and kind of go into his bags and try and get. Was it a letter or like a telegram type thing? That
I think it was probably more of a verbal. Like the towns all kind of have fairly good communications between them, and when one of them has a problem, they will contact the other town, see if they've got anyone that they can recommend. So I imagine it would be more word of mouth. You heard that this town had.
But he would have made a note of who he was going to be looking for, so he'll have.
So
you wouldn't forget. Yeah,
you were looking for Shadent Blisswell. Shadent is the mayor of Kythyss. Lindquist would know where Shadent lives. I don't know. Do you feel that Lean would have spent more time avoiding the mayor than
Definitely. The idea of somebody that public, if you see what I mean, would be against everything that Lean is about. Lean does not wish to put themselves forward, and hanging out with the mayor would definitely be pushing themselves forward. So knows of him. Sorry, was it?
I didn't actually say. Shadent is gender fluid and generally announces what pronouns they're going to use at the beginning of a conversation.
I like that.
So you would know where the mayor lives. The mayor's house is a stone's throw away from the market, slightly further uphill, so that stone will travel further, but you get the idea. The mayor's house is the most ostentatious in the entire village. It is covered, every single wall and most of the roof is covered with hanging wind chimes and bells, all sorts of kind of decorations across the. You can hear this house from the other side of town as the various kind of discordant notes kind of chime in the wind. And being a seaside town, there is plenty of wind.
Amazing. So yes, so if you indicate that it's the mayor that Kythyss is looking for, oh God. All right, I know where he is. I can probably take you there. Do you want to go straight there? The house is interesting.
I mean, what's the time now? Is it still kind of mid-afternoon?
Yeah, probably pressing on for around about the time a lot of the shops are going to be probably looking to do the final bits of their business.
So would the mayor be in his office or like at
Lean is going to say, I have no idea whether he's going to be there now, but I will take you there and we can see. We could probably leave a message or something.
Well,
Lean,
I suppose it's best to check in.
Good. Should I take you there? Sorry. Sure.
No, I was just going to say, Lean has been here long enough and would probably have scoped out, even if not directly approached. You would be aware that if the mayor wasn't at their house or the town hall, or kind of, if there was some sort of pomp and circumstance that they could be parading around the town, they'd be doing that. But generally, even if the mayor isn't there, you would be able to find a housekeeper or a clerk at the town hall along those lines.
Which is what Lean would much prefer. Sorry, were you saying, Lola, let's go?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Just probably best to check in, maybe. Let them know. Let the mayor know that I've arrived.
I don't wouldn't want to hang out with them, but if they're going to pay me, I'll hang around with them all day.
I'm not the kind of person that hangs out with mayors unless they need protecting or something.
Good. That makes a lot of sense. All right, then let's go. I will stick my head in to say to Izzadine, off to see the mayor. Not for long. I'll be back. And it's
all right. Good luck, my love.
Thank you. And we'll start leading Kythyss to the house.
Perfect. I think that's as good a point as any to go back to the docks. And so, Stagnacious, Shira, and Lorana, what have you been talking about since you kind of regrouped? I presume slightly away from the dockmaster.
I probably pulled some various pieces of interesting looking jewelry that would stand out enough that I wouldn't want to sell them to a regular merchant. I haven't exactly had Lorana check to see if these are magical. Lorana, is that something you can do? Can you see if these are magical? But Staggy, I really think regardless, you're gonna fetch a good price on these.
If you want something identifying, I can certainly do that for you.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't need it done. I trust you. You've been good to me. If you fetch whatever price you want for them,
I will certainly get us the best deal we can certainly have. Shall I do something about the bloodstains? Shall I remove those before?
Well, it depends. I suppose it depends on who you're trying to sell them to. Some people might find that, interesting.
True, but there was a woman just walking past as I was leaning against this column. She had a wealth of stones around her neck, and I think she might want some more, so we might be in luck. We might.
I trust your judgment.
Good. That's the way I like it. Lorana, dear, how is your shit sandwich?
It's going to be... It's something that takes long. So a couple of days, to settle down and to fermentate.
Oh,
in the oven for 2 days. That's quite a long cook. That's a slow burn.
Slow cook, yes. It's the perfect tender dish.
I like our conversations, you and I.
Talking about shit. What are you doing here?
Well, I always follow my sales wherever they take me. Between you and me, I was in a bit of a sticky situation, and I assume you understand that I didn't want to be in a sticky situation, so I traveled after removing myself from said sticky situation. Fortunately, not a shit sandwich, and I made my way here. So here I am.
Nice. And are you planning to sail soon, or are you going to stay around? Is this sticky situation sea-related, inland-related?
Inland, yes. Bit of a problem with someone who knew me briefly. Very jealous. Jealousy is not a good trait, let me assure you. I'm going to stay here as long as I should. Not can, should. And maybe I'll set off soon. But for now, Kythyss is where I am at.
I nod and look at Ashira. I heard some rumors, and rumors are always a little bit true. They say there is soon a storm in the sea. I could suggest for us to stay a little bit longer at the docks, or maybe even, take some holidays away from the sea. And, do you know the other coast, the eastern coast? I heard it's beautiful.
I wouldn't mind sticking around for a little bit and raising a little trouble.
Nice. Is there a way maybe to commission these Stagnacious? So maybe you can also come with us?
I'd gladly enjoy the company, to be honest. If we're talking about rumors, however, you're talking about the sea being perilous, and we know it is perilous. We sail often. I heard a rumor that someone traded the souls of their crew to the sea gods. Can you imagine such a thing?
Do we know which crew?
I mean, how does that happen? I assume it was for some riches or beauty or something. I've never really heard which crew specifically, but I was hoping, Lorana, that you might be able to. You're very knowledgeable. You know things. Far too many things sometimes. You do over-explain, but...
I've been with a lot of crews, yeah, but I never had so. And I'm not an expert in deals. You are the expert in deals. So I wonder, but tell me, if you could hypothetically trade the souls of your crew, what would you ask for?
Interesting. I think souls are worth a lot. And I would have to hate the crew to sell the crew, because crews are good. They help me. Ashura, you know how good I am with my pistol. Not a euphemism. And...
Or is it?
Lorana, you tell me you have... Anyway.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd ask for. I'm not keen on the sea taking things away from me. It would have to be something very special.
I think an appropriate deal for that would be peaceful sailing anytime said crew was out on said sea.
That's a good point. Do the crew stay alive without their souls? Or do they get taken to the inky abyss?
Lorana is like, okay, do I know previous crew of Ashira?
Are they still here?
Are they undead? Because as a cleric, I can detect undead, so probably like,
If you had bothered to do that on my current ship, I think they're all not undead. They're fine. Nothing sparks about that.
They're all not undead as well. It's like you only got to watch the double negatives in there.
Nothing particularly perilous would have sparked about them if you had done such a thing.
This conversation is making me
Or you're having a Mediterranean moment, my love.
yes, a little bit thirsty. Shall we get into town for some fun, drinks, trouble?
I can absolutely go for some ale. Are you buying?
Oh no, let me. And I'm going to get out a coin purse, and this coin purse is only filled with copper pieces. And I'm going to get a copper piece out, tilt my head, and it's going to change from copper to gold as we walk.
That is a magnificent trick, Stagnacious.
Awesome.
Well, we need to buy things within an hour. Maybe we won't get found out, will we?
Nice. So the there is a pub which is it's not quite on the pier as a lot. It's one of the few kind of dockside buildings that is actually still on the kind of on the beach, slightly raised up. It's the favourite pub of sailors and fisher folk who ply their trade on the docks. It's known as the Twin Anchors. The building, it's a fairly kind of old building, but the roof has long since been destroyed and replaced with a pair of upturned boats, each with their port side anchors hanging either side of the entrance to kind of frame it as you go in. Despite the name of the pub, the Twin Anchors, both anchors are of different styles, materials. One is green with verdigris and the other red with rust. And there's moss and damp on the walls, seaweed and barnacles on the roofs that were formerly underneath the kind of the sea level. But that's part of its charm, is the varying degrees and types of degradation going on around here. The tavern keeper, as you are aware, is a young female minotaur who had inherited the pub from her aunt by the name of Brynette Ragehoof. She's
good name.
She's quite young, sort of mid-20s-ish, slight, surprisingly sturdy, and wears an apron over a simple peasant gown. As you get in, the bar is fairly rowdy as you kind of arrive, and a number of the sailors seem to have launched into a sea shanty, and you just kind of hear it as you come in, one that you recognize. Many moons I've spent to sea, many more than thee. I've done me time and told the line, I've seen a thing or three. But of all the fearsome things I've seen, the most fearsome thing must be a true and majestic albatross in the arms of a mighty octopus. An albatross, an octopus, what a fearsome thing to see. Now I can stand upon dry land, I'll ne'er miss the sea. And then another, it's kind of a callback song. Another patron jumps in. Many moons I've spent at sea, many more than thee. I done me time and I told the line and just in a thing or three. But of all the fearsome things I've seen, the most fearsome thing must be a terrifying red kraken and a fight to the death with a white dragon, an albatross, an octopus, a red kraken, a white dragon. What a fearsome thing to see. Now I can stand upon dry land, I'll ne'er miss the sea. And as you kind of walk into the building, all eyes turn to you, expecting you to jump in. Which is fortunate because you're going to get a break to think about how you're going to jump in here.
Yeah, not now. That's a lot of pressure.
So yeah, that's the first half over. Now, those who've watched me on stream before, you'll know that I'm quite fond of my anagrams, and you may have noticed that there are some character names already. However, you're expecting that. They are anagrams, feel free to work them out. But actually, I thought I'd go for some riddles for this stream. So
very nautical.
Here is your riddle for over the break. I go out every day and come in for the night. The sight of the moon makes me swell with pride. Though I may appear shallow, at my heart I'm quite deep. I have my own bed, although I never sleep. And if our players are able to work that one out, then that will be an inspiration point that they can use up until the next riddle is set. That is your deadline.
Okay.
So yeah, we will see you all after the break. We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, Check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems. As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of session 1 of A Felltide Rising. So, before we kick in properly, I set a riddle at the end of the last half, and all of my players have written to me to say what they think it is. Lola, you were the first to raise your hand, so I will ask you for the answer you gave. And please do so.
Tide?
Tide, yes. So tide, exactly. Tide. To be honest, it was going to be quite an easy one. I would have accepted sea, ocean. Something about a blue wavy thing that goes in and out. It's all good. Someone asked me whether it would be a single party inspiration, which is usually what I would do. But because literally all of you got it, I'm going to say. Normally it would be a single D8 and you can use it, anyone can use it. But because you all got it, I will give all of you a D6. That sounds reasonable.
Thank you very much. Absolutely.
So, yes.
I'm going to make a note of that so I don't forget that.
Sean,
this is before end of session, right? Sorry.
No, go for it.
Are we... Liz, you had your hand raised.
I did. Yes. As before in games I played with you before, are we able to dish out these inspiration dice to other players?
You may.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah. I will. No, you know what? It's for story purposes. So even if it's because at the moment you're not a cohesive 5-person party or 2 separate units. I will say even across the realms, you can inspire someone if you so wish. I'm not going to restrict it to who you're with.
All right.
Because I'm kind, and this isn't Neverwinter.
Well, I was going to say, like, let's find each other though.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, that will happen. But jumping back into the adventure, our three adventurers down at the docks. You have just entered the Twin Anchors, the most popular tavern down at the ports, just in the middle of a bit of a sea shanty. A couple of verses have been sung off, and then as you entered, all heads kind of turned expectantly towards the three of you entering in. Now, unless anyone were to dive in, another voice elsewhere in the tavern will pick up the chorus, and it continues, and everyone just kind of waits. It's like that game that those of you who've been to a drama class might know, where you kind of got to count as high up as you can, but you can't count too many in a row, and if anyone does it at the same time, it's that sort of thing where the sailors are waiting. It's like, is it my turn? I'm going to jump in.
I will not be jumping in as Stagnacious. He's far too proper for that. But with each creature that is talked about, the albatross, the kraken, I've forgotten all the other ones, he will, with minor illusion, create a 5 foot by 5 foot version of that creature in the center of the sea shanty, so they get the visual along with everything else.
Amazing. I love that. I'm not even going to ask for a check. I think that's fantastic. So you minor illusion, and there's a series of yeah, as everyone kind of gets into it and is absolutely loving it. The tavern keep at the other end of the bar is kind of sees you. No one's ordering drinks at this point. Everyone's kind of got a drink and is joining in the song, but she's kind of clocked you, and you're welcome to go up and order drinks should you wish.
Well, I did promise to buy, so what is it we're having? I know they do ale, certainly a lot of that, maybe mead. I did ask them for a sparkling wine, and they said no, but what would you like?
And ale sounds fantastic.
Okay, Lorana, night on the cobbles for you. What are we having?
I heard about this drink called margarita. I never had one before. Yes, that one. Maybe let's try it. Maybe they have it. If not, ale is good as well.
If they don't have it, do you have a description that I could bestow upon dearest Brunette?
As an expert.
Yes. So what they told me was that the margarita was made with a really, really strong spirit, crushed limes, because limes and lemons are really important for pirates, and a little bit of salt and sparkling water.
Right. I'm going to proceed to dearest Brunette. That's going to be the first thing on the list. Brunette. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of the fabled margarita beverage. Dearest Lorana over there, they wish very dearly for it. Is it something that you can rustle up?
Brunette kind of looks up and down, narrows her eyes, snorts, and then bends down under the desk and gets out a cocktail list and starts leaving through.
Oh, that one's got a cherry on. No, Brunette will have 3 of those, and an ale for Ashera, unless there's anything else that you would like instead, my dear. She's got all sorts in this book. Thousands.
Oh. Do you have anything?
20 recipes.
Do you have anything with rum in it?
Yo ho ho.
A pirate.
I think that I can get that. I can rustle that up for you. That's no problem.
Okay.
Sounds fantastic.
She starts to leaf through, and she has a much greater knowledge of rum-based drinks than I do. So certainly she finds you something. Screwdriver, is that rum?
No.
Sex on the beach?
No.
A hurricane? Does hurricane have rum in it?
Yeah.
You say hurricane and everyone goes,
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Mojito. Or
Maybe chat can think
mojito.
of several.
Yeah.
Make
In-
them
in
make
chat.
That would be cool. Then
Yeah.
that's more lime stuff as well.
Yeah.
She kind of leads through the book, and you have the option of a variety of different, definitely rum-based drinks. They 100% have rum and a variety of gins as well. So there's no shortage of spirits going on here. In fact, there's one sat at a table just kind of nestling a drink, going.
No, Brunette dear. If I wanted gin, I'd go make out with an evergreen tree.
She does it quite often. You'd be surprised.
Well, that's after I've had some rum. It's an easy mistake to make.
And she does laugh. I mean, she does. She's probably aware of you all. I don't imagine this is the first time you've been to this pub, so it's a lot of kind of banter between you. And yeah, she will make this these different cocktails. She'll get the ale, and the price comes to a few silver pieces. It's not full gold.
I am going to give her a full gold anyway, and it's going to be a real one. Although hopefully my friends do not pick up on this.
Oh, nice, lovely.
Keep the change, Brunette.
Lovely. Right, always love to see you here, Stagnacious. And
Always a pleasure, never a chore, Brunette.
yeah, and you have your drinks.
I do. Well, she's lovely, very vivacious.
She is.
How is the margarita, Lorana?
Strong, but it's good.
Asher, I think we're going to have to carry this one, well, I'd say home, but wherever we're going. I don't... do we have a plan?
Oh, I don't. We should probably come up with an idea of something to do. And I'm happy to carry them because, they do a lot for us on the sea.
That is very true. Thank you, Lorana. You are a gem.
I imagine that Lorana has been carried back to their hammock because probably there is not room to the hammock. Plenty of time because the pirates drinks more than them, definitely. Well, I actually have not relatives, but I'm a priestess, and I've wanted to visit some colleagues, if that sort of makes sense. Have you heard about what is it? Thalos or Lotandra? I mean, it doesn't really ring a bell to me.
Oh, well, they're gods, aren't they? I mean, I'm not one to spend a whole lot of time worshiping myself, but
oh, thank you. May I do a history check?
It's probably more religion. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, go for a religion. You did take proficiency in religion as a cleric, correct?
Clearly,
It's
in fairness, none of my clerics have proficiency in religion.
Because it's intelligence based, and it's like
surely.
Really? Yeah.
I will say if you want to roll history as more of a trying to remember what you've read about them rather than what you kind of inherently know through religiosity.
It's more, Lorana is more of a hands-on cleric rather than the study one, the scholar one. Anyways, it was a 15.
15. Okay. So you would be aware that. So Lathander is known as the Dawn Lord. Lathander's domain is sun, all sorts of things to do with the morning and daylight, that sort of thing. A very kind of elemental kind of god. And Talos is almost the kind of opposite aspect. Is a god of thunder, of storms, of dark nights lit up by peals of thunder and flashes of lightning. Because that was a history roll, I will allow that you are aware that the two temples in this town, you may not have visited so much yourself, but you kind of be aware that they're down kind of alleys on opposite ends of the town square. And it is quite well known around the town and those who frequent its ports that the priests are not exactly best of friends.
I see. Now that I have a moment to recall about it, I remember those, we all have that kind of sibling that we are always fighting with, and then mom has to come and separate them. Yeah, I remember having to do that weeks ago. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if they still not fighting, but like having altercations.
I do love other people's drama.
Me too. I wonder maybe we could pay a visit and then move on from there.
Sounds good to me. Stagnacious, you down to join us?
I'm not so much a man of religion, but it's always good to go sightseeing. When in Kythyss, as they say.
Are you still in the business of fade art?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it that out loud. I would say unique depictions of well-known art. Yes, I am.
I'm plenty sure we can find some good material for you.
Within the temple? Are we going on the rob? Is that what we're about to do?
I mean, I'm a good distraction.
You are.
You do you.
I'll try my best, and I'm sure Ashura, you'll do the honors. Good. I like this plan.
All right. Well, sit here and finish our drinks and.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Raw.
Oh.
And as you gone.
Oh no, so sorry. Staggy, have you while I was traveling, we stopped a few different places. There was a tale of someone that showed up in the Moonshaes from a sperm whale's belly. Like they got swallowed and showed up. Have you heard that? Is that even possible? That doesn't seem possible.
I am very learned. I have read many books, though I've not heard of that specifically. From its stomach.
Yes, it got swallowed, and then I guess found themselves here. I'm not sure.
The thing that intrigues me is which orifice they made their way out of.
I never really thought about it that hard. It seemed like it was a fairly recent story. I didn't know if you had heard anything of that nature.
I haven't, but I will ponder upon how they ended up getting out of the whale. I think they always leave out of the tales, don't they? They never leave in those sticky details, but I'm sure we'll find out. Maybe some of the priests at the temples could bestow some knowledge upon us. Maybe there's something more ethereal about it.
Oh yes. I don't like to think that they've like cut themselves out. That would be really difficult.
No,
yeah.
I think they may have found another solution. I don't want to go over those details quite yet. I think we need more beverages before I drink.
Yep. More beverages it is.
Here's
Can
to
we
you.
have drinks to go?
Fade to black. Who knows what happened?
So I'm sure you would probably have kind of water skins and various receptacles on you that you could get one there. One for the road. Cool. So as you finish up your drinks, we return to the top of the town, and Leanquist and Kythyss, as we have recently learned. Is Lean taking Kythyss to the mayor's house initially,
yes.
or to mayor's
house? To the house, and sort of going sort of round to the, I hate to use the phrase, but around to the tradesman's entrance, as in like trying not to go up to the front door and like bang on it, but just to sort of like, is he here?
I mean, so this whole building, you hear it before you see it, as has previously been described, covered literally just every material, every kind of shape and size, wind chimes and bells, the whole works, all of them kind of making their many myriad noises. It is the largest kind of building, non-commercial kind of building this side of the town. The tradesperson's entrance is kind of just kind of round to one side. You give it a knock. This is where I look around because I had some extra names. As you go round the back to the tradesperson's entrance, as it were, it's no less ostentatious this side. By the way, it's still every kind of brocade, every detail that could be worked into this door has been, every inch of this space has been taken up. What do you do? Do you ring the bell?
Yes, sort of as unobtrusively as possible, even though ringing a bell kind of, yeah.
I mean, as you ring the bell, you wait a moment and realise that it probably wasn't any louder than all of the other bells that are going on. So
it's like it's a bit.
You can use the knocker instead.
I may have just used a bit of decoration to try and get in. All right, and I'm going to do a triple thump, which can't be mistaken.
House is a bit of a peacock, isn't it?
And as you
as
you wait, you can hear some footsteps just kind of under the den, and a very the door opens and a very tired looking Aarakocra. They are small in stature, so you would be aware that Shadent is a halfling, gender fluid, as I mentioned, with greying bouffant hairstyle, usually wearing a red tuxedo jacket covered in baubles and badges. They basically look like a little walking version of their house.
Amazing.
And this Aarakocra that is under their employ is of a similar height. Is a kind of is actually kind of a woodpecker. A little kind of speckled woodpecker. I will, Linquist, could you give me a history roll? See if you remember from your
previous.
Yeah. Have you sussed this person out?
11.
You're only remembering a person's name, so I think I'll give you the name. Subath Pex. So.
Good day to you, Subath. Is the mayor about? I've got somebody here who wants to speak to him.
No, the mayor isn't about, but it
kind of looks Lola looks you up and down, and
is this about the disappearances?
I was when I was well. I heard that the mayor wanted to hire me to look out for some people. I brought some help, obviously.
Hi.
Take it, you know.
Yeah, we know each other.
Excellent. I mean, you know how you split the payment and is perfectly up to you. If you need to split a party, it's fine.
It wasn't entirely clear what that payment was. I don't.
Well, it's 50 gold coins.
Right.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we can negotiate if you need anything more. If it turns out to be dangerous, then we can obviously negotiate danger money as well. But base rate 50 gold coins and
that's
plus
per
overtime.
day, right?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's see. Aha.
Can I help with this? As in, try and be sort of persuasive as well. I think that's surely the right amount.
I mean, I could definitely use the help.
I will grant advantage.
Okay.
Also, we're both big people, like looming. I'm imagining.
Oh,
Moonshaes
wow.
Yeah.
With advantage, go on. What was it?
Apparently, like, I'm just bad at persuasion today. Because I rolled a 6 and a 10. Like, maybe it should have been intimidation.
Well, I wouldn't help with that particularly much either. So, yes.
Okay, and that's a 10, including modifiers as well.
Yeah, like I rolled so badly. Like I rolled a 3 and a 7.
Oh well.
Well, I'll talk to the mayor, but I think it's just that. So I'll give you 25 for now, and then maybe when you got a bit more information, come back. We'll discuss it.
Well, I mean, who disappeared? Like who we looking?
There've been a few people, mostly fisher folk, but that's not unusual. People get lost at sea occasionally. It happens, you know about that. But it's been quite frequent, and also, well, the last person that went missing was the butcher.
The butcher.
Yeah, and the butcher's not been to sea for let's say for a while.
Right. So you want us to find out what's happened to these people?
Ideally, yes.
And we got no leads except for the fact that they disappeared.
All right, come with me.
So Subath gets a large kind of ring of keys and locks up. There's several kind of very ornate locks. Lean, you probably assess the locks and quickly figure out that they're the showiest locks, not necessarily the most effective.
Nice.
Locks up the house and takes you around a corner. And it's a couple of corners. It's not like literally on the mayor's doorstep. But as the sound of bells and chimes recedes into the distance, you pass into a small little alleyway, and you can see that there is a little effigy, I guess, like a little kind of statue of a shark's head, just kind of emerging. It's almost like a bollard. Not quite as tall as that, but it's that kind of conical shape, with a hollowed out mouth, and you can see inside the mouth that people have thrown silver coins, gold coins, various tributes you might assume.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it was around here. The rain's washed it away now, but
washed away what?
Well, there was a lot of blood, you see.
Oh, all right.
And
less of a disappearance and more of an attack.
Well, if we could find a body, then we'd assume that maybe it was something worse. But all we can say for the moment is that there's people that have been going missing.
And there's been a lot of blood here.
I mean, yeah, we this is all we found, just that one occasion. I don't know if maybe there was more and we just didn't find it, but...
Understood. All right. Well, we'll start straight away. Do you need us to see the mayor?
The mayor's probably... you might... I mean, if you want to make an appointment, you're more than welcome to see the mayor. But if you want to keep me as your contact, then that's fine.
That would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I can be found. I can be found at the mayor's house. So when the mayor's at the mayor's house, then I usually go to the town hall and I roast in the roof.
Oh, right. Is that comfortable?
I've got a nice nest.
Rather you than me, bud. All right, let's head off then. Where do we start? All right. Well, thank you very much, and we will see you later. I don't think I want an appointment with the mayor. Thank you so much.
Subath kind of gives you both a curt kind of little bow. and then totters off.
Cool. I immediately want to I can't really insight the scene. Perception, I suppose. It's like what I'm looking for is any evidence of anything that's weird.
It's more investigation. If you're kind of looking around and upturning stones, if you're just assessing, I will allow perception.
I don't think it would be much more than that because they're not a detective by training. It's more just because they've done a lot of assessing scenes. I think it would be a sort of like casting an eye over rather than actually investigating. Mm-hmm. Also, I can't do investigation, and I've got advantage on perception.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good start.
I'll look around as well, but I'm not.
Well, if Lean already has advantage, then maybe Kythyss could be. Do you want to have a go at the investigation roll?
Sure.
I got a 22.
That's gonna be better than anything that I get, but I'll roll it anyway.
I mean, would you say that Kythyss is not feeling too confident about how to investigate? Is that what you're saying?
Think of it like I rolled a 15 and I got a 14.
Oh wow! Yes, that's understood.
Can you roll me a d20?
Just a flat d20. Sorry. Also,
yes, Kythyss, d20, please.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What did you get?
16.
Cool. Good to know. With your what did you say your investigation was? It was lowish.
My perception, you mean? Oh, sorry, right.
Yeah, so 14. I'll come to the 22. The 14. I mean, it's still above average. You're still spotting some things that the layman wouldn't necessarily notice. You can see signs of where the blood may have been. You believe that definitely it has been kind of washed away, probably by the rain, but you can still see that there is residue. Should that be of use to you? With your kind of quick assessment of the street, Liam Quist, you look around with your kind of your learned, skilled eye, and imagine kind of what may have happened to cause this scene, and you start to pick up on areas where like the cobblestones have clearly been disturbed. It looks like there may have been some kind of barrels and boxes to one side which are no longer as neatly stacked as they once were, and you're kind of piecing together the scuffle that may have happened here, ending in presumably the exsanguination, at least, of one of the participants.
Lovely. So this is going to sit quite uncomfortably because this comes uncomfortably close to Lean's old job, if you see what I mean. Mm-hmm. Because I'm presuming that this is what they would have been doing is noticing how good this place would be for an ambush, let's say, because that's what they would do. So if it is a good place, then there's a certain amount of the hairs on the back of the neck stand up, and it's like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
It's definitely one chalk outline away from a crime scene.
Right, exactly. And then I think that's slightly intimidating because they're suddenly investigating that, and they've always been on the other side before. Cool. Okay. Cool. Have you found anything?
I mean, it looks like there's a bit of residue.
Wait, there's blood.
I'm not the tracker here.
No, I got you. Let me have a look, and we'll ask for you to point out to me where it is.
Yeah. So he does.
Now I've got, again, because of the old job, I've got a poisonous kit, which I presume will at least have chemicals in it, and that there might be a possibility. I'm very happy to make a roll that I could sort of, if I could It's basically they want to double check that it is actually blood by doing some chemical reaction with it, which only blood would produce. Yeah, yeah, not going to do that. But could I do that?
Do you have proficiency in this? Yeah,
with the poisonous kit.
With the poisonous kit.
Yes.
Yeah. Add your proficiency bonus to a wisdom roll.
Oh, very nice.
So if any wisdom skill that you've got proficiency in, you can.
Yeah. So yeah, well, let's do that then. That's a shame. 7.
I think with the 7, you kind of you're looking for something that will have a specific reaction if it touches blood as opposed to something else. But as you focus on the wrong thing and accidentally grab the bottle next to it, and the first sample kind of just fizzles away and doesn't do anything that you were expecting.
It makes sense because that roll makes sense on the thing of like, this is stressing me out. And so I think what you get is the thing of someone, when someone's very stressed, but is like, no, I'm fine. Absolutely fine. That's the sort of energy that's being given off. Right. So we found what looks like a crime scene, but we're not investigating a crime, are we? We just got to find out what's happened.
Well, we know that it's looked like a crime, or at least the latest one has. Maybe we go talk to people and find out what people knew about this butcher, or if anyone knew any of the other Fisher folk.
Well, I'm thinking, so is the butcher still going to be open? What kind of time is it?
Oh.
We were getting towards that time. I wouldn't say that it's been so long. Also, it's the sort of town where a lot of people kind of live above their shops. So even if the butchers were closed, you could probably get hold of.
So I'm thinking we've got two options. We can either go and try and talk to the people who's the family, basically, if he has one. And
I mean, I went by the butcher fishmongers earlier.
Right.
It looked like his business may have ended with him.
Oh. Fine, but that was my other suggestion was we go to the local. People in a bar always know exactly what is going on with each other's business, and I bet you he drank at his local.
Most likely. Let's take
you drink? I can have a drink.
Yeah. I mean, some people drink to forget. I don't.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, I think I do that well enough on my own. So.
Fair enough. Let's go and try and get some information and forget the rest of the night, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're intending to just kind of find a pub, maybe pick this up in the morning, is that?
Kind of
we're going to go question the people.
You are going to question.
The idea being that we go we go via the butchers and then basically look for what the local would be to him and start there. And if we can't find out anything, then move on to the next one and the next one and the next one.
Lovely. Okay, well, as you make your way towards the town square to ask around about the butcher, we return to our other 3 adventurers who are just leaving a pub serendipitously.
Yeah.
So which temple are we hitting up first?
Do I know which one is closest, or are they
equidistant? Yeah.
Well, so the Temple of Lathander is on the same side as it. So the port is very slightly more on the kind of western side. And if you were to literally just kind of take whatever route like Ali's up to just heading due north, you would reach the Temple of Lathander first. And then practically on the other side of the town square is where the Temple of Talos is.
Metagaming. Which way is more likely for Ashira, Lorana, and Stagnacious to casually meet with the other two.
Get this party
Which
together.
one makes us go through the town square?
Yeah, that's a good one. Exactly.
Yeah. So Lean and Kythyss are heading to the town square. So certainly the easiest route up to the temples would be to take the kind of main thoroughfare up the hill. And then from that point, you could either go. Sorry, I'm terrible at cardinal directions. So that wasn't even supposed to be a pun. Cardinal, temples.
But I'm
You're welcome. West. Lathander in the west, Talos in the east. But yeah, you could head kind of towards the town square and then branch.
So I think, Laran, I'm sorry, it's hit me, the margarita. I think we should go to the market square.
Sounds
It's up to you, but it's always hopping, and we can decide which way to go based on that location.
Thank you. You clearly have a better sense of location, especially when I'm a little bit tipsy.
You and me both, my dear. Ashura, come here, and I'm going to put my arm around Ashura, and we're going to sort of sway our way to the market.
Okay.
I feel like I'm back on the sea again.
I know.
Awesome.
I'm going to lean my head on your shoulder.
So yeah, you work your way up the thoroughfare, and it's like I say, it's getting on to kind of late evening. People are starting to pack up their businesses, and some people that you're passing are on their way home, for dinner and to see the loved ones. Others are just beelining straight for the nearest tavern. It's kind of that whole portside town. Some people have things to do. Other people maybe are retiring here, shall we say? And yes, you head towards the town square, which is as aforementioned, has a number of different market stalls. Again, kind of starting to close up. You can see some of the main shops keeping their business open, just to see if they get any of the stragglers who are themselves just leaving for the night. So there's, like I say, there's a smithy, and you can see the tiefling artisan working there. There is a baker's with a female dwarf who appears to be just packing away some various wares, and the odd building with a spine with the red paint around it, and on one of the northern corners near to the town hall, you can see the former butcher's, the silhouette of the pig on an oval-shaped sign, and the female pig folk there. Very quickly, actually, could the three of you make a separate history roll each?
Ooh. Right.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not on the right tab, so read out your rolls for the viewers at home.
I got a nat 1.
Yay!
Yay!
Excellent.
I got a 19.
19.
24.
19 and 24. Okay, lovely. With a natural 1.
You have a massive brain fart.
You not only do you not have any idea what's going on, you have never seen a humanoid pig before. This is a completely new one for you. You don't entirely know kind of where to look. It's basically, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a related experience, and I cannot. This is how strange and out of the ordinary it is for you. With 19 and 24, you would be aware of a recent phenomena that happened across all of Faerun. All of the pigs of a particular type, the Gloucester Old Spots. Every Gloucester Old Spot across the whole of who knows where Gloucester is, but anyway, the whole of Faerun suddenly gained sentience and a more humanoid gait as they stood up and began asking questions like, who am I? Where am I? Why am I not wearing any clothes?
Get that sausage away
We've
from me.
discovered what happened to the butcher.
You would be aware that this was about 7 to 10 days ago that this happened.
Okay. Does these people looks like handle their life well, or do they look like I have no idea what I'm doing in this town?
Also, do they have clothes on, Sean? That's an important
That
question.
is, yes.
So, she is indeed clothed. So, as aforementioned, short, blonde, bobbed haircut, well-proportioned hips, curvaceous figure, captivating blue eyes. I realized I didn't actually describe her wearing clothes because to me it was like, well, yes, of course she's wearing clothes. Yes, she is. She is wearing a very simple peasant dress. She appears to be packing away emptied boxes, crates. Either through having sold all of her wares, or just through getting rid of them in other ways. You're not sure. She seems to be coping perfectly well. She's certainly she's the only person running this shop, so she's handling it well. Yeah.
Greetings, sister. I hope you are adapting well to this town. I myself know how to be new to a place. If you need anything, always you can say seek for Aphrodite's guidance.
Oh, well, isn't that lovely? You're so warm and welcoming. That's really touched me. That has. Have I met you before, my love?
I don't think so, but my name is Lorana. Nice to meet you. Now we know each other.
Lorana, lovely. I'm Lengfera the Hog.
Nice. It's a place to meet you. Those are my friends, Ashira and Liz.
My name is Stagnacious. I have been known as Liz
at the weekend.
On occasion, yes, mainly the weekend, occasional evenings. But for you, we'll go with Stagnacious, shall we? Thank you, Lorana.
And I guess Lorana noticed the strange look at Ashira's. Like, have you never seen one of them?
Well, it's just they're running the butcher shop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just usually I don't. I will. No. This is fine. Hi, I'm Ashira Cassidy. So nice to meet you.
Ashira in her head is going to hear a message. I'm a Sapphire Dragonborn, so they can telepathic message. Just keep smiling, dear. Just keep smiling. I know it's difficult to see at first, but they're people too. We must be kind. They're very new.
But it's a butcher shop.
It is.
It seems. Is there cannibalism involved?
You are saying that out loud. You cannot reply telepathically. So. Anyway, very nice to meet you.
Lovely.
Ignore Ashira here.
So I realised I kind of slurred over that. For those who are trying to work out the anagram, it is Lengfair Deer Hog. So I kind of said deer hog, but it was deer as in D-E-A-R. Just for reference. But lovely that it's so nice to meet travellers around as well, because I don't get out a lot really, not since not since I really was aware of travel. But I'm doing what I can.
It seems like the business is going well, so you're doing great. Have you seen anything strange today? Like anything out of, I mean, this is a dog. Strange things happen, but anything stranger than usual?
I mean, you'll find out. You'll find out about it soon enough. But there's been a lot of mysterious disappearances lately, and the Herald's been shouting out about it all morning. There's 7 gone, 7 in the last week. But, and I'm afraid my dear friend is one of them as well.
Is your friend a pigfolk or?
No. It's slightly awkward, really. I was, as you would probably know, I was a pet pig. And that's not a thing anymore, not for people like me, but my friend, because was a butcher, and obviously once I became kind of aware of my surroundings and that, it was a bit more difficult to keep up that practice. So, he kept it up for a time, and we converted over to being a fishmongers, and it's very difficult, because a lot of people prefer to get their fish from closer to the sea. It just feels more natural, whereas, we keep them on ice as long as we can. His name was Garen Chibbet Moon. I haven't seen him for several days now. I had to just run this shop on my own.
Oh. Don't worry. I have other more urgent things to do, but as soon as I'm finished, I promise I will help you to find your friend.
Oh, well, I don't want to keep you. You've been very kind so far, so...
It's all right. The kindness of Mother extends to everyone.
Okay, I'm not going to be very much help, because I only remember bits and pieces of when I was, before.
A Gloucestershire pig, yes.
Yes,
we
and
know.
I can't really say much about. I know him for a couple of days, and then he went missing. So, but I know that he used to be quite close to the smithy and to the baker. If you wanted to go to them, I never saw them speak myself, but I believe they used to be friends at least.
Did he tell you he was going anywhere before he disappeared? Like, did he say, "Oh, I'm going off to the tavern," or did you just wake up one day and he wasn't there?
We just wasn't here one morning. I got up early because I'm just unused to that, and I got up early and I was putting out all of the crates as I go out to get ready for our delivery, and I called up because I was making him some breakfast. I'd grilled some broccoli, and he never came down, and I went to his room and he wasn't there.
Was there any sign of struggle, or dare I say it, I know it's a touchy subject, any sign of blood around the room?
No, nothing like that. It was as if he just got up and left without telling me, to be honest. Why do you think?
It sounds a little bit rude, if I'm honest. That's not very nice, especially considering you're so new.
I don't think he'd do that to me. I didn't know him long, but I don't know. I feel like he kept me for quite a long while, and that feels like special in a place like this.
And tell me, the other people that have gone missing, did he know them?
I don't know much about the other people who have gone missing, to be honest. They sounded mostly like they were fisher folk.
Right. Well, a conundrum, it seems, we have upon us. Is there anything going spare that is about to go off from your stall that you'd like us to consume?
Oh, well...
for money, of course. I'm happy to pay.
I mean, I was just going to go around and see if there were any cats around the neighbourhood, but if you want to buy something, I'll certainly sell it to you.
I'll be honest, I have had something to drink. I could do with soaking it up. But do feed the cats. It's very important. Keep them well fed.
I'll have plenty for that, don't worry. I got your pick if you want some scampi or if you want some rock.
A plate of whatever you have would be divine.
All right. Well, it's under that crusty old place. This just on top of the rock. You've got the scampi, and then it's kind of between the rock and the hard place.
Right. Okay. We're talking about a fish, aren't we? Yes, I will proceed to gather a selection of fish for us to consume.
Lovely. That'll be. Oh, you know what? It's the end of the day. Just a silver piece for that.
What about a gold? I'll flick you a gold.
I mean, this is more money than she's seen in. I don't think she's probably ever seen a gold piece. So her eyes just kind of sparkle in this brilliant blue. Oh, thank you so much. That means the world to me.
Thank you, and we'll try to find out what happened to your friend.
Lovely. God's bless you all. Thank you.
And yeah, she's elated.
Is that one going to turn into a copper piece?
No.
You don't have to answer that. Okay.
I think I can't imagine that what's called Kythyss and Linkus have been too far behind in this. Perhaps they were listening to this.
Perhaps.
I would say that you could probably have come in at probably towards the end when she was describing how she tried to find him and he wasn't there.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to have kind of been around at that point, that's
that's
more
awesome.
of a so you don't have to do the whole explanation. When we ask the questions.
Meanwhile,
yes, if we're just coming in and listening, I think we might have struck gold.
Yeah.
Do you recognise them? You didn't hire anyone else but me. My voice is going all over the place. I do apologise.
You met me as a bear.
That's a very good point. All right.
Yeah, I just got into town this morning, but I do. Mom, I wanted to. This is yes.
We're just closing out, and she kind of spies the wicker basket and just goes, "Oh, you're the bear, lovely. Yeah. Oh, you managed to sort out your curse. That's lovely."
What?
I apologize. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. Thanks. Apologies.
You know her? How do you know her?
Oh, she bought some fish
as a bear.
Right.
That was a very interesting transaction, I'll be honest, but that was very generous of you.
Yeah. I apologize for that. Obviously.
As you do kind of work your way into this conversation, Lean, you realise once you've kind of gotten into the crowd and seen Ashira, that actually you do recognise Ashira. Ashira was part of the crew that brought you to Kythyss.
Oh. All right.
And vice versa, Ashira, you would probably recognise the massive harangon about town.
Oh, hey, I know you.
Yeah, how you doing?
I've been good. How's your time in the town been?
Fine. I think I found myself a little niche here. I'll be good. What are you doing here? You were just talking about the people who were disappearing.
Yes, apparently the butcher disappeared recently, as well as some other people.
We've been asked to look into it.
Oh, what a coinky dink.
What the hell is a coinky dink? Sorry.
Don't worry.
I'd love to leave it on that button, but we've still got at least 20 minutes left, so you're going to have to keep going.
The fabled coinkydink, well known among sailors and those of the seafaring persuasion. Coinkydinks, very well known.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Yep. Like a thingamabob,
A what's it thingy?
Who? Right. Sorry. I'm not looking to buy any fish. What were you talking about? The disappearances. We've been asked to look into it. I wondered if you knew anything. I'm sorry if it's affected you.
Oh, well, I kind of said everything that I'm aware of. He wasn't here. He was here, and then one morning he disappeared, and he didn't even make the bed. It was very strange.
How rude.
So you think he went to bed then? No.
Good point.
I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I'm usually first to bed, and then I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Could we see his room?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Yes. I am not good at this. Any help would be appreciated.
I wasn't very good at it, but
I think a few of you spoke, so yeah, I'll allow a kind of...
Yeah.
Actually, about 18. Which, considering I've got a -1, is not bad.
Nice. You know what, if you've been hired to look into it, then I think it's probably best that you do, actually. Okay, follow me. I'm gonna lock the door after you. Just, can't be too careful. But yeah, right. Come in. Are you gonna? You said you've got something more pressing to do. Do you want to come and have a look? Or are you going to shoot off?
Lorana look at their watch. It's too late for that. This is more gossipy. I'm interested.
Plus, we have food. I'm using prestidigitation, by the way, to warm this fish, hopefully cooking it.
I was going to say, just a side of raw scampi is quite ambitious, even for Stagnacious, I would imagine.
And yes, I'll proceed to be eating as we go.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to. She's probably passed it to you in kind of some scraps of old parchment, and so you've each got your little.
Fish and chips.
Yeah.
Just
no chips.
No chips. Fish and fish.
Fish and fish.
And yeah, she lets you in. She locks the door after you, as aforementioned, and leads you up to the room. It's very kind of modest. The inside is clearly, as I previously said, the butcher's. It's got all of the usual apparatus still around, but with cloaks, like sheets and shawls, like just draped over them. Read into that as you wish, but it seems like mostly she does her business outside. There's a few boxes of things that maybe don't want to be out in the full beam of the sunshine, as and when they have sunshine. But she leads you into this kind of modest house. It's a little bit of a stoop for those of you who are probably above 5.5 feet tall. So I think Lindquist is certainly tucking yourself in a bit more. But yeah, she leads you up, and the middle room is clearly a kind of living space, and having only been sentient for barely a week, it seems that this has been turned into a sort of bedroom for Langfair. And she kind of bustles towards it. It's all right. No need to look at that. It's just that's just my stuff there. That's fine. His room's on the next floor up, and goes up another floor, and you can see that it's a kind of single room. So that the stair just kind of goes up, and you're directly into this room. And you can see that there is a large single bed. So not quite big enough to be a double, but larger than normal.
I believe they're called a bastard bed.
Oh. Well,
you learn something useless every day. Sorry.
I was going to call it a prince bed, but princes don't have beds. They have air mattresses. You can see that she hasn't touched it. She's, for whatever reason, decided not to kind of tidy up. And you can see that the blankets, actually, let's see how much you see. Give me some a mixture of investigation, perception rolls as you wish.
Love to do perception if I may.
You may. I'm guessing Stagnacious, probably the investigation.
Yes,
Oh,
I will be overturning every single bastard bed I can find.
I'm gonna guide Stagnacious. I mean, we probably have interacted with some other investigation situations, so I know the sign of the eyes is like.
Ooh, now's the time.
I will also use my inspiration dice.
Ooh, good idea.
I forgot about that.
People
So
often do.
in total, that's
I have
18.
to use that.
Yeah, likewise, 18.
18.
I tried a perception roll, but I got another nat 1.
Yay!
You're at least getting them on something when jeopardy is involved.
Yeah, get them out of the way now. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Lorana obviously did guidance in place of a roll. Is that, or are you going to have a kind of quick peek around as well?
No, just
guidance. And Lola?
Just got 14 on a perception check.
Okay. So, those of you who got, natural 1, you're at the back of the group. You did the mistaken thing of being polite, letting everyone else go. Unfortunately, that meant that there is standing in front of you a 6-foot-tall Harangon. You can't see a bloody thing. You're kind of trying to peek, but you're going to have to find out what's going on afterwards. With a 14, you kind of get a good scan of the room. You look around and there's the bed. You can see that the sheets have kind of been flung to one side, still kind of tucked in at the toes in that kind of, hospital ward like manner. Bloody hate that. I like to have my feet sticking out. But anyway, and the pillow seems used to you. There's strands of hair in it. And you kind of scan around the room. It's quite Spartan. You get the impression that he probably mostly just did his job, maybe went down the pub. Those with an 18, you additionally would get that although the pillow looks slept on, and the hair is definitely makes it believable, you get the impression that it wasn't used for long on the last occasion that someone was in this bed.
Corners. No, the hospital corners, they're never still there very long once you get in.
No, it's just thrash.
Yeah, you have to be a very heavy kind of coma-like sleep. Just
Yeah.
That's it. So come on.
It looks like they weren't here for that long at the end. This is weird.
And an out.
Yeah. I think that last time they slept here, they weren't here for that long. I think they got up again.
During the night, perhaps?
Exactly. I mean, I can't imagine why.
I mean, sometimes I need to get up during the night, but I'm sure... Was it purposeful? Can we see any signs of leaving in a hurry? Like, has the door been sort of opened with force? And is there a mark on the wall?
Is that an investigation check?
I will say that your rolls were high enough that I would carry that. You're kind of scanning around with these questions in mind. You do find a bit of a ding in the plaster of the wall in the shape of a doorknob. Probably suggests that at some point there was a rapid evacuation of this room.
I mean, that could have happened any time. Let's just bear that in mind. They may have been in a hurry for other reasons at a different point in time, but...
That's still evidence, though. Something weird's going on here. That's all we don't want to connect everything too fast, but this is weird. Can I go over to the window and just take a look out and see what you can see sort of either way down if there is a window?
Yes, yeah, there is a window. It's your standard kind of almost like a loft conversion. So you've got a slightly sloping ceiling, but with a dugout bit so that you can at least stand full up on the window. The bed is kind of pushed up against it, so you kind of have to put a knee on the bed to peer out. But it's a good view of the town square. Slightly, you're kind of on the eastern side but the kind of northernmost corner of it. So the kind of main town square is slightly off to your left as you look down on the square.
Right. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if it's a the most obvious place to go from here, if you see what I mean, is the town square. As in, like, there aren't sort of nothing else will be happening in the other directions apart from that. If you see what I mean, like, it's part of the town square like ecosystem. Is that right?
As in, yeah, this is kind of one of the main one of the main shops that makes up this kind of shopping area, I guess. Is that what you mean? Yes.
So what I mean is, if they were exiting, they would have to cross the town square. Is what I mean. So if there's watch, if there's somebody, not a blind beggar, hopefully, but like a beggar who's always in the square, then they presumably would have seen something. But it's
so you're kind of looking around for individuals that might be living rough.
Right, for instance, but who have been there for the time since, who would have been there when other people wouldn't have been there in the square. Because if it had happened during the day, then we just ask anybody who was there. But if there's somebody there who's there during the night, it's looking around for that.
Just as a question from Basic, actually, the bedroom, does it lead directly into the kind of shared living space that Linkfarrow's?
No, there was a kind of hallway, and off that hallway there were other rooms that were just kind of bypassed. You'd presume probably wouldn't be bathroom as such, but cupboard spaces, that sort of thing. You didn't have to go through the living space to get this. It was a separate room.
Okay.
Leanquist, as you peer out and you're looking, you're looking around to see kind of which people you can see that try to work out who might have seen something. You can see that the Herald is still there, kind of every so often shouting out the news of the day, but most of the other tradespeople have since kind of shut up shop, gone their separate ways at this point. When out of the corner of your eye, you see a person with a very wild look, a very long grey beard, quite kind of hoary old beard. They look quite skinny and wretched.
Gandalf?
Just a very kind of wild, rugged kind of look. And what appears to be a blood-stained apron.
Okay.
As they dart down an alley.
Just going to set off the hunter's instinct has kicked in, and I will should have shout on my way out. I've got him, follow me.
Well, that was jolly quick. Shall we go?
Yeah. So, Kythyss is already directly out after things.
Yep.
Ashira at the back, you're probably just being fussed over by Langfed. This is a lovely corset. You'll have to tell me where you got that.
Oh, absolutely. There's a. Oh, what? I think I gotta go.
You'll need the keys. And she kind of tries to pass the key to Ashira because she locked you all in. As you run down, are you just running kind of down straight to try and get out?
Sorry, is that from me?
All of you.
Well, yeah. So yes, basically, it as close as the Harangon equivalent as I can get of Terminator 2, chasing after someone. Yeah, it's that one. But also the problem is that I was just looking up this because as a bonus action I can jump 15 feet. And so because there is just a rabbit hop, so basically what you've got is Terminator 2 rabbit hop happening.
So you get to the door. The door is locked. Ashira is presumably behind you.
Yes.
Are you gonna? What are you gonna do? Try
and run through it. If I can't. Yeah.
Give me an athletics check as you try and barrel through this door.
Okay, that's not gonna probably work. Hang on. Yeah, that's a 9.
A 9. Yeah, you kind of.
Sorry, 9 is a 6. I beg your pardon.
6, blimey. Okay,
Yeah.
upside down. Yeah, you barrel into this door. You've seen people do this in plays, and it never looks that hard. But boom.
Yeah.
Sure, you can feel free to catch up with the keys.
Is there a window?
Hang on.
You're muted.
Sorry.
No.
Wait, you can't get out without me.
Okay, please come, quick. Oh, for God's sake, why did people take so long on this?
I think I will misty step through the door, by the way. I'm going to misty step to the other side.
Okay, lovely.
Good idea.
Just to keep an eye on whoever we're looking for.
You also
I didn't even tell you, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you did also get an 18, so I would allow that as you kind of misty step out the door, you scan around and you can see just at the end of an alleyway down the way, just the heels of a person in kind of quite ragged clothing as they round the corner.
They've gone round the corner. Ashira, dear, anytime soon would be marvelous.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Come on.
You've got the keys, so you've got it open. It's fine. You can all burst out into the street.
Yeah.
That was very good thinking. Which way?
This way. I would run, but I can't. That way.
My doctor has forbidden me.
You start running down the street. Out of interest, what's everyone's movement speeds? Like, who's going to outpace who?
If I can do the hopping as an extra thing, then I'm 45, but otherwise I'm 30.
35.
Ooh.
30.
Generally 30. Okay. So Linquist is outpacing everyone. You don't have far to travel because you're just kind of trying to catch up to this person on the edge of the street, but you stride after this person as they start ducking down smaller and smaller alleyways. You manage to catch up to them. You're about, I'd say, 60 foot away at the moment. Would you try and close farther before you try and engage?
Yeah, well, sort of, if I'm moving slightly faster than them, I'd want to be able to, like, effectively rugby tackle them. But so I guess it would be a grapple at the end of a movement, if you see what I mean.
Okay, so you're gonna go in for a grapple.
Yeah, roll me. I mean, acrobatics would be better than athletics.
For story, I will let you do acrobatics as you acrobatically leap onto this person's.
Well, no. For flavour, then the plan would be to sort of hop up the wall. You know, doing that thing of when you can run up a wall and then diving down in from the top. That's how to bring them down rather than trying to do the tackle. So
Lovely.
That would be the acrobatic way of doing
your
it.
Acrobatics check.
Oh, okay, 13. Bearing in mind I got a plus 10.
Okay.
Lorana will transfer the inspiration.
Oh no, I should have done it with my own one, but thank you very much. That's awesome. That's a D6, isn't it?
Yeah. You've got this. Come on. I don't know your name, but you've got this.
That's a 6. That's a 19.
19 in total. Fantastic. So you bound down this alleyway and barrel this person over, getting him in your grip. As he kind of turns over and starts to try and scrabble away from you, you just get the smell of this person's kind of soiled clothing. You notice the fingernails that have dirt and potentially kind of dried blood underneath them, and just this wild but glistening glint in his eyes as everyone else kind of rounds the corners. And that's where we pick up next time.
Yes, well done. Very good.
Rude.
Infuriating at all.
So, thank you everyone for coming along for the intrigue of tonight's show. If you enjoyed this, we play every Tuesday from 6 p.m. GMT /5 p.m. BST, I believe. I've recently found out there's a difference. I did not know. 10 a.m. PT. You can also catch us on Mondays with the Wreckage of Myth Draenor, also from 6 p.m. GMT and all of the rest. And on Fridays, we have our talk shows, which will most likely be Talking is a Free Action, but occasionally it might be a cast one. I think the next cast one is probably actually either going to be Myth Draenor or us, so most likely Talking is a Free Action. It is our chat show / question dungeon. So look out for that. It's very exciting. I love it. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv /RollTogetherRPG. And you can find all of our content archived on youtube.com /RollTogetherRPG. There are also podcast versions of our shows available everywhere. So just search for Roll Together RPG. You guessed it. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. We couldn't do what we do without you. So big thanks to all of you. We love you. There'll be a link in the chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of this fantastic content. A big thanks once more to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over the socials as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.
Bye.